It's Friday, which means it's time to deploy. Matt is in the US of A. He's over there. He's going to be attending KubeCon along with many others. Hope to see you there. But in the meantime, Jim and Charlotte are here joining us. How was your week for everyone? Charlotte, let's start with you. How are things on your end?
It's been a pretty busy week, but it's been really good. I have started some research on compliance through continuous delivery, and I'm kind of finishing some work with AI mini report. And so, yeah, I've got some blogs coming out on both of those things in the next few weeks, and it'll kind of lead into a publication of the AI report.
And Jim, how was your week?
Yeah, good. I've been mucking around with AI myself, just learning how to use it, mucking around with Claude Code, making sure I don't get left behind in the AI revolution.
That's right. Hello, fellow kids, is the joke I always like to make. So what's this AI all about? There you go. So anything in particular? So you've chosen Claude as your implement of destruction?
Yeah, it's the one we're mucking around with. And sort of getting to the point where I'm like trying to create like sub agents for it for different tasks and that kind of thing. Like I'm starting to get to the point where
it's a sub agent? I haven't heard that term yet.
Like you'll be doing something, right, and it'll always do the wrong thing. So you start to enter system level prompts to stop it doing that. But you might have different system level prompts for like writing a feature versus like thinking about how to write a feature or how to write a PR review or something like that. Yeah.
So it's like an executive assistant to the agent itself. Like, go get me all the materials I need to make.
Tell each other to do stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. I just walk away from the computer at that point and take the dog outside.
This isn't the AI was told we were going to have. What happened?
This used to be a family show.
Anyways, let's get into the news. We got lots of stuff happening, obviously. So we got Shipped coming up in 31 days. If you haven't registered, why haven't you? So it's at octopus.com/shipped. There's a big registration page here. Just your name and email. That's all we're asked. We've got our speakers published as well, and some faces and names you might recognize. So we've got folks like Jeffrey Palermo. We've got folks like Matt. We've got folks like, hey, look at that. That's Charlotte. Charlotte, you're going to be speaking, which is awesome. We got folks like Nathan from Google who's going to be talking as well. These aren't all of our speakers, but most of them. And so we're trying to give you a little bit of insight of what's coming. Now is where the hard begins. The hard part begins for me. I have to start organizing all this stuff. But you don't have to worry about any of that. You're going to be in the comfort of your own home, watching and listening over a cup of cocoa, December 9th and 10th. You want to register, so feel free to do so, octopus.com/shipped. And now if you're looking for something to watch in the meantime, right, you're like, I can't wait for Shipped. I need to watch something. You can go to our webinars page, which is at octopus.com/webinars. Jim, I know you're going to be watching. Charlotte, right? So we've got some webinars coming up. We've got a webinar coming up next week with Bob Ships and myself entitled Your Platform's Gatekeeper Problem, Why Shared Responsibility Beats Control. A little bit cryptic, but stay tuned for that. And then myself and Dan are going to be talking about KubeCon. So as I said, Atlanta, KubeCon, be there, be square. Dan's going to be coming back and sharing with us everything that he saw and learned at KubeCon. There's going to be all kinds of announcements around Kubernetes, Argo, all kinds of stuff that's going to be awesome. So we'll talk about that. And then on November 20th, we've got Ships and Matt doing a session on standardizing software delivery with Platform Hub. This is a new feature we have in Octopus, and that's particularly for our Australian and New Zealand audiences or Southeast Asia. And then finally, wrapping up, we've got on November 27th, we've got Harriet and Jeff doing a session on our new feature called Ephemeral Environments. Jim, have you played around with this yet, Ephemeral Environments?
I have actually. That's one of the things that happens in our world in the execution side of Octopus, where the deployments actually happen. So yeah, we've had to work with that recently.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Charlotte, I take you've just been heads down with data. You have no idea what this feature is.
I only know through my research. I've never actually used it, but I've seen Matt's video on it as well, and it's good. But haven't had time to use it personally.
All right. Well, for those who don't know, Ephemeral Environments is a feature that we have in Octopus. It basically allows you to establish what's called a parent environment that doesn't take any. It allows you to set up your variables and all that sort of stuff, but then you use that as a template for sub environments, otherwise known as ephemeral environments. And these ephemeral environments are really good because they're basically stood up and torn down with runbooks. And so you can have these ephemeral environments. They're exactly that. They're ephemeral. They don't live long. So they come up, they spin up, you do your tests, you run, and then it just tears it all down. And that's all done through the infrastructure that already exists in Octopus. And if you'd like to learn more, you can attend this webinar, Introducing Ephemeral Environments, with Harriet and Jeff. And Harriet's been doing a lot of work with this, obviously, as a PM, and Jeff's obviously been coding it up. So you're going to learn a lot in that webinar, and that's on November 27th. Of course, we've also got Argo Unpacked and other such things, but these are the webinars that we have for this. Now, Charlotte, I know you've been busy, right? I kind of made a reference that your head's down on data. You have more data coming your way. You've got the Future of Platform Engineering survey you're working on. What's this all about? We've talked about this relentlessly. What do you want to tell the folks here?
So I would just love everyone to do the survey. If you work with or work as or sponsor a platform engineering initiative, and you'll be, in the running for an Amazon voucher. So please do it. Pass it along because it's really useful. I guess it's extending from our previous Pulse report, and we just want to dive deeper, get more responses, validate what we've found, and then go deeper into the specifics of like high performing and successful platform initiatives, and see how it's changed even from the Pulse report, which we did gathered data on last year. So we just want as many responses as we can. And that'll be my next massive research project, which should be good. So please do a survey and pass it along if you know anyone.
That's 4 pleases. Come on, help Charlotte out. Fill out the survey. It's only going to take you. I feel like Chris Farley from old SNL is like, just fill out the survey.
He's a good, hard-working boy. Let him bring in your mail.
For God's sakes, I will remind folks, if Mariah Carey's songs haven't reminded you, Christmas is not far away. And if you're looking for a good way to supplement your Christmas list, a $100 Amazon voucher, your chance to win one of 5, I think should be incentive enough for you. So it should only take 10 minutes. It should be very easy. Tell us what you're going through when it comes to platform engineering. The Future of Platform Engineering survey is now open. Please submit. Jim, are you going to submit? I know you are.
Yeah, I've already submitted.
Nice.
Thanks,
Octopus employees are not eligible to win a $100 gift card.
Hang on a second. I retract my submission.
You can't. It's been submitted. So, there you go. So, please help Charlotte out. Let us know what you're doing around platform engineering, which would be awesome. Speaking of reports, we've got this compliance through continuous delivery report written by the one and only Steve Fenton. And so if you're at all curious around how to do continuous delivery, but in a robust way that adheres to compliance standards, financial services, I'm looking in your direction, then look no further than this report. It's a great report that we have available. Charlotte sent it over to me just beforehand, and this was written by the one and only Steve. I'm sure you did a lot of the data analysis here, Charlotte. But if you're at all interested about what's needed in this space and how you can obviously align to compliance practices, this would be the report for you.
It's a really, really good report. And I think that it wasn't actually going to be published like this. I don't think it was going to be as long, but some of the insights are great. And so he just spent a bit more time on it and found amazing things and really specific for the financial services industry in how they have adapted to the new sort of regulations coming out. So it's how maybe organizations that had sort of compliance standards or frameworks in place compared to those that didn't, and how much time they're spending on compliance now and how it's kind of changing the way they're working and adapting. And it's got some really good findings. It's all about, it kind of goes really deep into approval chains and how certain approval chains affect productivity as well. Really interesting stuff there. And there'll be some blogs coming on this as well, in the next few weeks. So look out.
Yeah, it's awesome. I used to work in financial services and even when you've got everything tied up in terms of compliance, there's always new levels of compliance that come out. And I remember every year dreading the auditor's report and then telling you what else you needed to add. But once we sort of twigged to the idea that you could do it all through your DevOps practices, it all became so easy. We'd just be like, oh yeah, you can track this here, you can track that there, and just like building little bits and pieces to expose it all. It's takes away the biggest headaches working there and lets engineers get back to the fun part.
One key finding is that if you kind of implement your automation and standardization, it's cheaper than doing everything outside of it, and it makes it way easier if you do that. So that's what we've found. It's a really good report. So highly recommend if anyone's interested in that field.
I would argue it's all about habit building, right? Like no one likes to floss, but it certainly saves a lot more money than say pulling your teeth out, right? So, it's something you have to do. You might as well do it. Set it up as automation and it will be better in the long run. So if anyone's curious about reading it, it's available now. It's at /publications, compliance through continuous delivery report, available and written from Steve Fenton. Awesome stuff. Speaking of Steve, we're going to jump over to his posts on Bluesky. So this is Steve up on Bluesky. You can follow him here. He recently linked to an article that he wrote. It may not be a Picasso, but it is Brunel. I don't know Brunel. Apparently he's some civil engineer.
I don't know. I was wondering. I was really waiting.
I don't know who this was.
Really
I had to look him up before the show. I'm like, who is this guy? Apparently he's some British civil engineer, and only like Steve makes these hard cut references all the time in his writing, and I'm like, I love it because I learn a lot from it. I had to look this up, but the essence of the article here is basically Steve's enjoying. He's having a bit of what's it called, Schadenfreude,
scootin' fruity. Scootin' and fruity. Scootin' fruity.
Where you basically enjoy the demise of others. It's not really that, but it's kind of that. Basically, what he's saying is he's saying that he's seeing a lot of folks post online about how they're vibe coding up their stuff, and they're quickly discovering that hey, this AI stuff does need like source control after you get it churning out all this code, and maybe some continuous delivery might help as well. And oh, what is this? And like all the stuff that we know and love inside of software development. This is my favorite. Why version control is a good idea, right? So basically the gist of it, he starts off by saying, you paint a wall and then the robots come to paint it for you. Then it makes a huge mess. And then, we've seen this movie before. It isn't about painting at all. It's about software delivery. And basically Steve's saying he's witnessing the most surreal deja vu moment of his career. Many people in using AI are discovering continuous delivery practices through bruising experiences, the barrage of social posts from AI first developers who are finding out from scratch why version control is a good idea, or why they ought to work in small batches with changes frequently integrated into the main branch, or why their build shouldn't take an hour. It's funny while not being funny at all. Of course, yes. So it is funny in a sense. It's funny, but not ha-ha funny, as the Simpsons like to say. So if you're interested about finding out more about, what Steve's take is on all this, you can read this article and learn more about not Picasso, but Brunel. There you go. Awesome. Wrapping things up with the recent articles, we had this post up on r/DevOps. I'm trying to keep tabs on what folks are talking about on Reddit. Reddit is, well, it is what it is. I frequent Reddit quite a bit. I do sacrifice a bit of karma from time to time. That's okay. But this post basically goes into, our team's evaluating Octopus Deploy, and we're looking at GitHub as an alternative, which is fine. I mean, like any software project worth its salt should be constantly evaluating the tools that they're using and weighing them up against each other. The writer here, or OP as we like to say in Reddit, said that some of the pros for Octopus include release management, a script console, which is integrated, which is nice, variable management and substitution. Variables are a key part of Octopus, and pipeline design. I did come in here and I did make sure I made the disclaimer saying I work at Octopus Deploy, so you know what side of the debate I'm on. I said I like GitLab CI/CD. I do. I've used GitLab before. I prefer GitHub, but that's okay. GitLab is nice. The thing about GitLab that I don't like is it's all text-based YAML. I don't like that aspect of it. There's no rich UI experience. There's nothing other than, basically YAML for configuration, which is fine, but, to each his own. I did say that GitLab doesn't have native multi-tenancy, a model for deployments, which is true. We enable this just right out of the box. It's a turnkey feature. And you can manage customer permissions very easily, and you can set up multiple environments and tenants for that purpose. And then I made the analogy of using an all-in-one tool like GitLab is like drinking RC Cola when you wanted a Coke or Pepsi. It does a job, but the taste reminds you of what you're missing. And then someone said down here later on, your analogy of RC Cola was old, and yeah, here we go. Not the best analogy, dude. Is anyone under 40 aware of RC Cola? I've not seen this in vending machines since the 80s, and I said, what can I say? I'm old. So there you go. So RC Cola. I'll make sure to put a reference to that. Charlotte, are you familiar with RC Cola?
No.
Okay.
Really
point
got to
proven.
the crux of the issue there, didn't we?
That's right. My point exactly. No one knows anyone under 30 doesn't know what RC Cola is. So RC Cola was this like off-brand sort of Coke derivative. It was like less than like half the sugar, I think, and it was like cheap, but people would drink it and be like, yeah, it's kind of Coke-ish, like it tastes like Coke / Pepsi, whatever you prefer. It's not what I prefer, and it was cheap, but it was like kind of like, not the best. So take that for what it's worth. And I think that I can't believe I didn't mention this earlier because I did a LinkedIn post about it, but I'll do it as a hot topic here. So for folks who don't know, we shipped a free version of Octopus. Hello, I can't believe I forgot this. But if you go to our pricing page, you'll notice that we actually have a free tier of Octopus. So as part of this, I did a big video about this on LinkedIn, but I'll do it here again. I'll read basically here. So as part of the free tier, you now get 10 tenants, 10 projects, 10 machines, 5 concurrent tasks, a terabyte of file storage, 100 gigs of database storage. You get all your runbook automation and your promotions of environments. This is really cool. SSO out of the box with the free tier. Sorry, I sound like a total salesperson here. It slices, it dices, it's a Ginsu knife, it's the bathroom buddy from the Gremlins, whatever. You can use it for anything. So we now have a free tier. You can sign up today. There's no small fine print. There's no trial for 14 days, no credit card, etc. You simply click on this big button right in the middle of the page. You sign up, away you go. It's for free. So it's our free tier. I can't believe I forgot this. I did the video of it and I forgot it already. What is wrong with me? It's like, and that includes cloud as well as server. So you can get a free version of server if you want to run it yourself, or you can sign up for a free instance of cloud. What do you guys think of that? That's a pretty cool deal, eh?
Yeah, that's great.
Sign me up.
That's right.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So I think this is pretty awesome. And the SSO stuff is kind of frustrating. I mean, like if you go to sso.tax, this is the SSO wall of shame. These are people who ship software who put the enterprise version. They put the SSO feature in their enterprise version because they know enterprises need it. And so this is the wall of shame. And thankfully, we will not be on this list because it's available in the free version. So there you go. Sorry, I interrupted you, Charlotte. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, nothing. No, it's great.
No, it's great. It's great. Seriously. Awesome. All right. Time for Support on Friday. All right. For this segment of Support Friday, we've got this post from Abdi. I believe it is Abdi. Let me just pump up the font here so you can see it. I need some advice on how to iterate each loop while performing variable substitution. I have Octopus variable ignore classes, blah, 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 blah. And its value is message 1, comma, message 2. So sort of array structure, whatever. Now in my PowerShell scripts, I have the below code, but it's saying unable to parse token ignored class. So it's probably hitting one of these here, this ignored class thing. So what he's trying to do is iterate via this mechanism here. So Mark came in and said, hi, thanks for reading out. You may know this already, but Octostache's templating is intentionally simple. It supports this mechanism. So for each item in collection, access to flat variables. So, you can access directly within the loop. Very limited nested access, not true. JSON-like dereferencing. So if you want to dereference a value via JSON, it can be a bit tricky. It does not support nested data structures like objects containing arrays. So this may work better. And so he goes about doing it this way. It's rather than it's basically denoted on a new line here as opposed to inline, which is what he was doing here. I think it's the same case. I think he might have just missed a control character here. But regardless, you can say things like if conditions, and then the end if condition. So this is the Octostache syntax that we have available here. And then if you only have a few classes, you can either skip the outer each entirely and just do it like this. So for each message in this, output this as a message. And so Abdi then replied, said, thanks, Mark. Looks like I had to use unless instead of the if not ignore dot messages is working fine now. So there you go. So if you're working with Octostache, there's a doc page for it. It is available as a repo. You can check it out there. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to work with. So yeah, cool question coming in. And there you go. Don't forget, free tier, Octopus Deploy. You can check it out now. It's available live up on octopus.com. And go forth and use the awesomeness. So there we go. That was it. That was the week that was. God, I can't believe I forgot the free tier. I even did a video of it earlier. I forgot about it. What is wrong with me? Anyways.
Remember that.
I know. Well, they'll remember it now. So there you go. Anyways, Matt says his hellos. Hello back to Matt. Hope you're enjoying your time in Atlanta. Yeah, that's it for us this week. Don't forget, register for Shipped. And we will see you next week on a new edition of Deploy on Friday. Happy deployments, everyone.